My name is Lilliosa Padilla, and I live at Pagosa Junction, Colorado. My grandfather, my grandfather on the Gomez side, my dad's side, came to Dulce, New Mexico from the San Luis Valley. And when he came, he brought 17 cattle and a small herd of goats. And he crossed Cumbres Pass and settled on the Navajo River and homesteaded property in Dulce. And he named the town of Dulce because of the water that was close to their property. Dulce means sweet, and they have sweet water, very hard, very hard sweet water. But he homesteaded his property and added on to it and raised a family there. And then around 1910, Pagosa Junction was a sawmill town, and the railroad had just come into Pagosa Junction, into this area. And Pagosa Junction was a thriving little community with the sawmill and the train. And besides that, they had a lot of sheep. It was sheep country, the sheep industry, large sheep ranchers. So he came in and decided that he would build a store in Pagosa Junction around 1910. And so he did. He built a store there, a merchandise store, and sold everything, supplied all his family and all his sheep camps with commodities and clothing, food, you name it, tools, wagons, hay, grain. And it became a little hub there. And then eventually Pagosa Springs had a train coming from Pagosa Junction also. That was why they called it the junction, I guess, because the trains met there and spread out from there. And the trains were hauling livestock and lumber and all kinds of merchandise out of that area at the time. So that's how my grandfather came into Archuleta County at that time and built a store there. And unluckily, he didn't live too many years after he built the store. So his wife ran the store for many years after that.
Excuse me, I should say that we're going to be allowed to ask questions, and I'm going to start out. The store is still there, and it's in very...
Yes, the store is there, and I'm the caretaker owner of the store. So that's my big job.
Where is it?
At Pagosa Junction.
But where is Pagosa? She doesn't know where
Oh, you don't know.
Junction is.
Pagosa Junction is 25 miles south of here on Cat Creek Road,
on
the San Juan River.
Show your picture.
Okay, this is a picture of the building as it is now, as it is today.
And it's a museum?
It's a museum, right. The story.
Let's put it down so we can zoom in on it.
This is a funny story. The train pulled out in 1968. It was a narrow gauge train, of course, from Alamosa to Durango. And by that time, a lot of people had moved away. So in 1971, my father, who was Felix Gomez, decided that he was going to close the store. So one morning he got up and said, "Today I'm going to close the store." He said, "Don't bother emptying that building." He said, "Don't bother cleaning the place up, just leave everything in there." He said, "Just leave everything as it is." And naturally, we didn't want to do all that work anyway, so we just left everything there as he told us. He said, and it started attracting attention and publicity, and people wanted to know more about what was in the building, and that's how the story of the museum came.
What days, you know?
Well, I'm there almost all the time. You know, if you go to my residence, and I'll open it for you.
And it really is fascinating. I went down on my motorbike one time years ago, and I didn't know you or that you were even there, and I just kind of walked around the corner and peered in the window, and it was just like stepping back 20, 30 years. The calendars on the wall even.